Have you ever wondered about the giants of ancient lore? Not just fairy tale giants, but powerful, almost mythical beings that walk the earth in a forgotten age. What if I told you that some of the oldest texts in the world speak of such creatures, beings born from an impossible union between the heavens and the earth? Today, we delve into one of history's most fascinating and mysterious legends, the story of the Nephilim. Our journey begins in the Book of Genesis, a foundational text for billions. Chapter 6 describes a time when the sons of God saw the daughters of men, found them beautiful, and took them as wives. The offspring of these unions were called the Nephilim. The text says they were the mighty men who were of old, the men of renown. The word Nephilim itself is Hebrew, often translated as giants, but its root might also mean the fallen ones. This single passage has sparked centuries of debate. Who were these sons of God? Were they angels, fallen divine beings, or perhaps something else entirely? And who were their children, these legendary heroes of antiquity? This isn't just a tale from a single book. Whispers of giant races echo across cultures worldwide. Greek mythology tells of the Titans, a powerful race of deities who were eventually overthrown. Norse legends speak of the Jotun, or frost giants, often depicted as formidable adversaries to the gods. In ancient Sumerian texts, we find stories of the Apkallu, semi-divine sages who brought civilization to humanity. Could these diverse myths all be pointing back to a shared, primal memory? A time when beings of immense power and stature roamed the planet? Let's explore the idea that the sons of God were indeed divine beings, or angels, who defied celestial law to interact with humanity. This interpretation suggests a profound transgression, a blurring of the lines between the spiritual and physical realms. The children of these unions, the Nephilim, would have been hybrids, possessing not only immense physical size and strength but potentially supernatural knowledge and abilities inherited from their celestial fathers. They were the original demigods, straddling two worlds but belonging to neither. Imagine a world populated by such beings. They would have been kings, warriors, and builders without equal. Their feats would have become the stuff of legend, their names whispered in or in fear. Ancient megalithic structures around the world, like Baalbek in Lebanon or the massive stone walls of Sacsayhuaman in Peru, are so enormous that modern engineers are still puzzled as to how they were constructed. Could the legends of giants be a literal explanation? Were these monuments the handiwork of the Nephilim, beings with the strength to quarry and move multi-ton stones with ease? But the story takes a dark turn. According to many interpretations, the influence of the Nephilim was not a benevolent one. The Book of Enoch, an ancient Hebrew apocalyptic text not included in most biblical canons, expands dramatically on the Genesis account. It paints a chilling picture. According to Enoch, the fallen angels, led by one named Samiaza, not only took human wives but also taught humanity forbidden arts, sorcery, astrology, and the crafting of weapons. Their children, the giants, were said to have consumed all of mankind's resources. When that was not enough, they turned on humanity itself and eventually on each other. The world descended into chaos. The text describes a planet filled with lawlessness, violence, and corruption, a perversion of the natural order. This wasn't just human conflict. It was a cosmic imbalance brought about by this unholy mixture. The earth itself was said to have cried out under the weight of this corruption. The Nephilim, once men of renown, had become monstrous tyrants, their very existence a blight upon creation. This brings us to one of the most epic and destructive events in all of mythology, the Great Flood. In the biblical narrative, God sees the wickedness of humanity and the corruption staining the earth and resolves to wash it clean. Noah is instructed to build an ark to save his family and pairs of every animal, preserving life for a new beginning. The flood story isn't unique to Genesis. It's one of the most pervasive myths in human culture. From the Epic of Gilgamesh in Mesopotamia to the Hindu story of Manu and the fish, countless civilizations have a tale of a world-destroying deluge sent to punish wickedness. Could the primary catalyst for this global cataclysm have been the Nephilim? In this view, the flood wasn't just about punishing human sin. It was a necessary act of cosmic surgery. It was the only way to eradicate the unnatural genetic line of the giants and cleanse the earth of their corrupting influence and the forbidden knowledge they represented. It was a complete reset, designed to wipe the slate clean and allow humanity to start over, free from the shadow of these fallen demigods. But did it work? Did the flood truly wipe out the Nephilim for good? The story gets even more intriguing. After the flood, in the Book of Numbers, when Moses sends spies into the land of Canaan, they return with a terrifying report. They say the land is inhabited by giants, descendants of Anak, who come from the Nephilim. The spies claimed, "We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them." This suggests that somehow, the bloodline of the giants survived the flood. How could this be possible? Theories abound. Perhaps some Nephilim survived in remote parts of the world. Or maybe the genetic trait was passed down through one of Noah's daughters-in-law. Another possibility is that the sons of God returned and repeated their transgression after the flood. This would explain figures like Goliath, the giant warrior famously defeated by the young David. Goliath is described as being over 9 feet tall, a descendant of the giants of Gath. Was he a late remnant of this ancient bloodline? The idea of these post-flood giants has fascinated researchers and storytellers for centuries. Reports from early explorers of the Americas, like Amerigo Vespucci and Ferdinand Magellan, mention encounters with tribes of giants in Patagonia. While likely exaggerations, these accounts show how deeply the idea of giant races is embedded in our psyche. We are drawn to the idea of beings greater than ourselves, whether we see them as divine protectors or monstrous threats. So, what are we to make of the Nephilim? Are they literal history, a mythologized memory of a lost age where powerful rulers or a different hominid species dominated humanity? Or is the entire story a powerful allegory? Perhaps it's a cautionary tale about the dangers of pride, the abuse of power, and the mixing of the sacred with the profane. A story warning that when we reach for forbidden knowledge and power, we risk unleashing forces that can corrupt and destroy our world. The legend of the Nephilim forces us to confront the boundaries of our own history and the nature of myth. It's a story that lives in the space between heaven and earth, between faith and history, between divine beings and mortal humans. It speaks of a time of wonder and terror, of heroes and monsters, and of a world so broken it had to be washed away. Whether you see it as fact, fiction, or metaphor, the tale of the fallen ones and their giant offspring continues to captivate us, a permanent echo of a mysterious and epic past. What do you think? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the ancient world. If you enjoy exploring history's greatest mysteries, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives. We'll see you next time.